EFCC operatives in another night raid in Ekpoma, where they arrested nearly everyone in a nightclub. They packed boys and girls, seizing everyone's phones. How can this be happening again after what happened in Oka just a month ago? How can they be raiding Nigerians? Are they trying to tell Nigerians that everyone in this nightclub or all the people they arrested and packed into these buses, that all of them committed the crime? Or they are going to explain themselves at their office? You start by how exactly? You tell them what you are doing for a living, or they just set their phones and try to get evidence to implicate them. How is this a process of law enforcement in 2025? How can Nigerians be living in fear in their own country? They run away from armed robbers and criminals. They also run away from the so-called law enforcement agencies. They also effectively clean businesses around the neighborhood. People spend money, they obtain loans in this harsh economy to set up businesses like a nightclub, and you raid that nightclub and pack everyone, all their clients. You pack them and arrest everyone and drive them to your office. How is the proprietor of this business supposed to feel? Definitely some of the people they arrested haven't paid for the orders they placed. Who is going to pay for that? All the drinks they took that they haven't paid for, who is going to pay for that? So this is so lawless, it shouldn't be happening, especially after what happened in Oka last month. Also, this is in disobedience to the order by the EFCC authorities that banned night raids. There is no excuse that can justify what they did in Ekpoma. All the people they arrested in this nightclub, there is no way in this world that all of them committed crimes. It's not possible. So why didn't they surround the nightclub if they really needed to raid around 2 a.m. and pick out the people they want to arrest? Why do they randomly pack everyone into waiting buses? It doesn't make any sense. This is just sheer lawlessness, abuse of power and intimidation. How can they be intimidating Nigerians they are supposed to protect? How can they always be going after the weak when there are politicians, there are politically exposed persons that have stolen billions of naira belonging to the Nigerian people? They can't arrest these people. They're always going after the weak.
And don't forget that it is not all of these cases where you have people breaking in and all of this. Most time they are not EFCC officers. I am telling you. I have had calls severally to say that some of these kids that you see online, you see people wearing happy car, wearing all these funny things. No, now that's not EFCC. I'm telling you. But people do that to discredit us, and we have been shouting and shouting and shouting, I can't recollect how many press statements I have written to say that all of these people, they are not from us. Now, if someone comes and he says, oh, I am from the EFCC, ask him to establish his identity. This is a country where people don't interrogate.
You cannot tell somebody with power.
This is Dele Oyewole, the head of media at the EFCC, speaking in a public forum. Obviously, the people don't agree with him going by their reaction. Their narratives keep changing. How can he be saying that the people that raid homes, raid nightclubs, like in this case, the other time they raided a nightclub in Akure, that they are not EFCC operatives? Who are they then? Instead of them to make sure that the people they hired to work at EFCC, that they obey their own orders, that they obey standing procedures. Now he's shifting the narrative that all the people that raid homes are not EFCC personnel. So Nigerians will be right in defending themselves, like the other man that defended himself at Oka. Yes, it doesn't make any sense that they continue to raid homes at the dead of the night. The people they are raiding their homes, they are not wanted criminals, they are not terrorists, they are not high-value criminals that the state is looking for. So why do they keep raiding their homes at night? It can only mean one thing. They are looking for something for themselves. It doesn't make any sense to continue raiding people's homes at odd hours. What are they looking for that they cannot obtain from the person in the daytime? Also, why don't they always follow the normal process like the police? invite the people to come to your place. If they fail to comply, you can now go and get a proper court order or court warrant and go and search for the person. Do it the normal way instead of all this raiding and packing and arresting everyone as if they are packing slaves. Yes, this is sheer intimidation. One day Nigerians will rise up and defend themselves because we cannot be dealing with all this every time. Despite the order from above, from their headquarters, that they shouldn't be raiding people's homes at the dead of the night, they continue to do it. If they can't obey their own orders, who are they going to obey? These people are lawless. In fact, it is time. That's if we have authorities in this country. They are supposed to at least start by denying them the right to bear arms. Yes, they need to stop them now because it will turn into something else, maybe something more than EndSARS that we witnessed in 2020. If they can't stop them from bearing arms, then they should force the EFCC chairman to resign because he is incompetent. His boys don't obey his orders. Since he can't control his boys, let them appoint someone else who will command the respect of the personnel. This is a paramilitary agency. They are supposed to obey the last order. How can a standing order be openly disobeyed in this manner? Is it because it is in Edo State? There's no reason to justify a night raid. Never. It's only because they are looking for something they will get on their own. The way they even seize the phones of all the people they arrested. For what reason are they seizing their phones? They don't want them to contact their own people, at least to inform people they were arrested in a nightclub. So all these are unnecessary abuse of power. Nigerians are already going through a lot in their lives. There is serious hardship in Nigeria at the moment. So the people that at least are able to overcome the depression, go out and enjoy themselves and mingle with friends, EFCC will now come and kill their joy. This is absolutely disgusting. It shouldn't be happening in Nigeria of 2025. Look at the way students are running helter-skelter at the dead of the night. An observer might say, if you're innocent, why are you running? Is there an innocent person in Nigeria? Once you are arrested by law enforcement, you must pay some money to them for bail. Yes, to secure your own freedom, you must pay for it. Why do you think they raid nightclubs where they will arrest many people at a time? Assuming they arrested up to 100 people, imagine how much per person. It's a lot of money for them. They are not interested in any Yahoo evidence or any fraudulent issue. No, all they are looking for is that bail money. You must secure your freedom, whether you committed any crime or not. Law enforcement agents openly threaten innocent people that they will charge them to court on trumped-up charges just because they refuse to pay for their bail. It happens all the time. Many people went to prison just because they refused to part with their money. They refused to bribe the police for nothing. They didn't do anything. They were arrested along the road, or some were arrested while driving their cars. They would just arrest, intimidate them, take them to court. Many times they bring these people to magistrate courts. They just tell the court to remand the person in prison for so number of days pending investigation, and some of the magistrates comply. It's a pity that law enforcement agents always get away with intimidating Nigerians just because they have the power that Nigerian state gave to them, the power the Nigerian people gave to them. They now turn around to use the same power to intimidate the people that they are supposed to serve. This should not be happening. Another implication of what Dele said is that if Nigerians start defending themselves against these people that raid their homes and eateries, nightclubs, all public places that Nigerians assemble at the night to enjoy themselves, if they start standing their ground like in this hotel where EFCC operatives raided in Lagos, obviously the people were more in number than the EFCC operatives despite their having arms, but they blocked the gate, and eventually after the standoff, the EFCC operatives had to release them. So it shows that they didn't even have any prior information, no investigation whatsoever. They just saw this as a place where young people come to and have fun. They just raided the place, arrested them, packed them in buses until the standoff. They were forced to release them. So assuming it went off hand to the extent that maybe one operative lost his life, like it happened in Oka, then they will turn around and say, these people attacked EFCC personnel. Despite him now claiming that these people that raid homes at night and hotels, that they are not their personnel. So which one is it? Can they rein in on the operatives, the people that work for them, or are they bigger than EFCC themselves? It doesn't make any sense that their operatives will keep giving them a bad name. All the energy they expend in chasing around young people have become endangered species in Nigeria. All the energy they expend on them, imagine if they just spent a quarter of that energy on one political heavyweight who have stolen maybe more than 100 billion naira. Imagine the difference it will make. At least they will recover that money for the Nigerian people. If the person is a former governor, the money will go back to the state. So this shouldn't be happening in Nigeria of 2025. All the authorities, the people that are responsible for EFCC, they should rein in on their staff members. This is a huge disgrace. They can't continue living off poor people. They cannot continue intimidating, harassing and raiding businesses. These businesses pay taxes. They can't run their business because of EFCC personnel. People will be afraid in the future. The trauma alone will even push people that have high BP or something into serious illness. How can they continue doing this? Enough is enough. It is time to take heed and do the right thing. They can always conduct their affairs in the proper manner. Thanks for watching.